Right, so we're going to be going directly into Game 5. We actually have I was a huge fan of this guy, Rainbow, going against Morrow, the Infested Terran. These two players are going to be pitting it out on Terminus 3 as our first map.
This is the final match for Division Number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not on your feet, get on your feet, but then sit down, relax.
Yeah.
Because it is StarCraft. We don't want you running around too much, working up a sweat. Mouse Morrow, the Infested Terran, versus Startail Rainbow, the legend, the man himself. This is the North American Star League, ladies and gentlemen. $100,000 is on the line. Not necessarily with this match, but of course it all builds up to that moment. Game number 1 on Terminus Re. And as soon as BattleNet loads it up...
See, they load all the way, and they're like, LOL.
Look how fast we did that. Now, wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Stay on target.
Minute.
All right, so in the top, split across the map, directly in the middle, we do have the blue Terran, Startail Rainbow, as the Korean player. And in the lower, middle portion of the map, we do have the Infested Terran himself from Mouse Esports, Morrow, hailing from Sweden, actually. Both these players, champions from their respected countries, held to the highest esteem. Tell me a little bit about Rainbow. I know he's kind of a personal hero of yours.
Well, this guy started as Proto StarCraft 1, but in StarCraft 2, he was able to make it to the finals of GSL. He's been playing outstandingly. What I love about him is he has the ability to play really strong macro games, just completely overwhelm his opponents. But what he does is mixes in a huge metagame. He does do all-ins. He does do a lot of different things that are high-pressured, high aggression. So he mixes up his styles, mixes up everything in his playstyle to make it so hard to read him, and it just leads for huge metagame plays.
What I like about him is I've read a few interviews, and you know, he rose to infamy really quick. I think it was the first couple of, I guess they're called preseason GSLs, where he was actually in and around the finals. I believe he faced Fruit Dealer. And again, I'm either right or wrong, and I can't really remember, guys. My memory goes back about 2 days, so don't hate me. But he actually has said that he is a student of the game. He will pursue what he feels like to be the best style. And when playing Terran, he has come out and said, I feel like it is a timing-oriented race. I feel like there's windows of time where the Terran has to win or the game gets extremely difficult. And you know what? Right or wrong, that's what he's comfortable with, but I respect that. I respect that he sits down, thinks about the game, studies it. He's a big-time pro, and then figures out what he thinks to be the most successful strategy. And that's just really cool to hear.
Yeah, so we are going to see a huge plan coming up from him. I'm sure Refiner is going down for Rainbows and going for that 15 Orbital Command Center. So we're not going to be seeing... We've seen a lot of fast expansion play from Terrans. We're not going to be seeing that from him. He's actually going to go ahead and make the Refinery. Probably going to making a... teching pretty fast.
Yeah, I got to believe a Reaper's going to come out here, like a Scouting Reaper. There it is. Mouse Morrow, no slouch himself. This is a guy that is famous for his macro Zerg play. There's not a whole lot of those. I mean, you kind of consider Rhett, Idra, Haypro to a certain extent, Machine from the United States, Evil Genius member. These are some of the macro Zergs that you have to consider, but Morrow's actually up there. You will not see a whole lot of rushes and cheeses out of him. Now, of course, before everyone blows up and yells at me, I do know that he did a lot of Baneling busts against Liquid Jinro in the TSL3, which everyone should check out. A fantastic tournament. So yes, of course, he is capable of doing those things, but I feel like part of the reason he did do that is because people typically don't expect that from him.
Yeah.
He is known for his just outrageously strong macro play, so it'll be interesting to see how he kind of pans out in this game as well. Facing up against Rainbow, you got to think Cheese might be employed.
Indeed, and we can see, Rainbow actually doing a factory and a barracks at the same time, but crucially supply capped. He was supply capped for quite a bit of time, and now going to be able to get his Reaper into Morrow's base. If we can see a couple of these drones, not one drone goes down, but it does look like finally one is going to go down. The Queen is going to force out this Reaper from doing anything, and he needs to be off the creep. There he goes, off the creep. And a little bit damage, but not going to be too much, as the Reaper is still going to prove as a great scouting tool.
Yep, going to go over here and check the third, see how fast that expansion goes down. If he is undetected, he'll stay there and really be annoying. And I'm not entirely sure. Okay, there go the Lings. So I was just going to say, Morrow might not notice it, but actually, nope, never mind. They're swinging around. So he is in pursuit of the Reaper. We'll go more to that story if it ever becomes interesting at all. But I like the information both these players get. And the drone from Morrow inside the Terran base did see A, the factory, but B, the expansion. And that's a pretty damn good read as far as I'm concerned. A lot of Zergs were completely happy with that amount of information. But conversely, and there goes that Reaper again getting additionally great information. Just kind of perusing the base, taking a little bit of a world tour of the Zerg. And he does perish. But he got great information as well. Just kind of seeing the heavy drone saturation, light ling count.
Yeah.
And no third just yet, but that's not irregular. I mean, a third at this speed would be pretty dang quick.
So we do see a bunker actually going down for Rainbow. Rainbow actually going to do
alive.
some sort of Blue Flame Hellion play, it does look like. And he's actually not using his Hellions to attack that individual drone whatsoever. Didn't want to show it.
Another command center.
Oh my god.
Startail Rainbow played Protoss, is playing Terran, and thinks he's playing Zerg. Someone has to call him right now.
Now,
can't make that many command centers.
So this is what the command center represents. He wants to double expand off of this. And because he doesn't feel safe in this beginning stage, he's just going to go ahead and make the command center. He's still going to get the amount of SEVs he needs, but it does look, it's kind of ambiguous. And now 2 more factories are going to go down, so he is going to be doing a lot of neg play.
You know what? Baneling Nest and Roachborn down for our Zerg player and no lair. So all that talk about his macro play, I feel like we're in for a Roach Baneling bust. And against a player that is double expanding and opening Blue Flame Hellion at this very early stage of the game right now, I gotta say, I really like the choice. And he's actually even hiding the Lings. Look inside his main. Lings are actually being morphed in at the top of the ramp. Roach is being produced towards the front.
Oh, I love this.
And they're going to crawl across the map, and I love this choice as well. They take longer to travel, so they need to start their journey just now. The Lings can actually close the gap between the 2 bases extremely fast, and it looks like Rainbow's actually going to opt for a wall-in, but he only has the 1 barracks. Okay, a bunker does go down at the top of his ramp. Greetor, he's in emergency mode.
Oh man, yes he is, and now he finally sees this. I'm not sure. Oh, gonna try to counterattack right now with the 4 Blue Flame Hellions. But all these drones are not going to be defended too efficiently. Doesn't actually micro them too well. Loses 2 of 2. Yes, he does. But meanwhile, there is. Oh my god.
Rainbow scrambling to respond. The bunker is still not complete. That actually takes forever to build. And he's actually abandoned the natural. He has to hold this ramp. If he holds this ramp, he will be way ahead. But I don't know how it's physically possible.
The Banelings are getting in here. Going to be able to splash onto that. Oh, the bunker goes down immediately and still retains 2 of his Banelings.
And Morrow has been set loose, Greetor. The Blue Flame Hellions haven't collapsed. Link streaming across the map. Morrow has a date with Destiny. He wants you dead, Rainbow, and he wants you dead right now in this first series. The second tank perishes. There's nothing standing between. This mineral line is... Oh my gosh! Startail Rainbow has lost game number 1 to Mao's Morrow.
Oh my gosh. Morrow, you freaking monster. That Roach Baneling play is so strong. Absolutely so strong. And I thought actually Rainbow was going to be all set to deal with it. The 2 Blue Flame, or the 4 Blue Flame Hellions coming around there, I think they needed to delay a lot more. They couldn't have died that early. Just keep the units down there. But because he lost them so fast, it's just so hard to deal with.
Morrow paid no mind to him, and really smart. I mean, he could have freaked out and been like, 4 Blue Flame Hellions, I need to run home. But he was like, no, this is an all-in. I have to strike now. And because he was so decisive about it, Rainbow had no chance in hell. There was actually no point in time where it was like, oh, okay, Rainbow, you made a mistake right there. You could have held it. Indeed. No.
If Morrow waited 20 seconds, 30 seconds more, he would have lost. Hands down would have lost. I know for a fact. But he chose the specific timing and was able to just capitalize on Rainbow's build, really. I think that was just a brilliant play.
I felt I could feel his panic, too. Like, you saw him lift the command center, and like there was SCVs pulling, and they were building depots and canceling, and he was like, what do I do? How do I stop that? He only had Hellions and 2 tanks. He can't.
It's really tough. But it does look like we're all set up for Game 2. We're going to be going directly into it. Morrow is up 1-0 over Rainbow, and I cannot wait for this second game. It's going to be on Crossfire, so let's go ahead and get into it. Ready? So here we go directly into Game 2. This is going to be Week 1, Division 1. Morrow is up 1-0 over Rainbow, and we have now Crossfire SE, a Zerg versus Terran. I cannot wait for this match. So we can go ahead and see in the top right position, we do have as the red Terran Rainbow coming from Team ST Startail. In the bottom left-hand position, we have as the blue Zerg Mouse Morrow coming from Mouse.
Yep, so we've seen this map, you know, actually 4 other times. I don't even have to predict. I actually know exactly how many other times we've seen this. Same kind of concepts, ladies and gentlemen. This raised ground over here by the natural. I believe the screen's actually super dark, so I'm like kind of guessing. Till minute 1. Okay. Startail Rainbow, down 0-1 against a white boy. Think he mad?
He might be a little mad.
He has to be. Now, a lot of people are going to say, okay, casters, why do you guys keep talking about how Koreans are mad when they're losing to non-Koreans? I feel like a little bit of a history lesson has to be taught here. Basically, for the majority of StarCraft's existence, StarCraft Vanilla as they call it, in StarCraft Brood War, the Koreans were the top dogs. And I don't mean top dogs like NBA to college basketball. I mean NBA to like Pee-wee basketball. Well, maybe not that severe. High school. No. Let's say high school.
High school.
Actually, we might have a little bit of a disconnect. But I'll just keep going with the history lesson. No, this will all be edited out. You know who it is? It's you. You're so stupid. Never mind, it's back. So actually, all this will be included in the VOD. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy that you guys get a piece of Battle.net history. This is something we're all going to have to deal with. But
whoa.
I want to end on my point, though, because it's really important. Because we're going to talk about Koreans versus Europeans and Americans throughout the entire NASL, and I'm perfectly okay with that because it's a big storyline. They used to beat down on us summarily, and the few times that huge champions would arise and defeat them, like a Mondragon, a Testy, or some of the other top non-Koreans of ages old, it was actually like a national point of despair for them. They would actually be upset by that.
And hold that thought real quick. There is another barracks going down, and Morrow did not spot that. It actually, look at this. It goes perfectly.
Oh my God. How does
perfectly with the scout. So it's really, you know, Rainbow actually prepared this. He said, okay, can this scouting drone see what's going on, see this barracks being created? And he said, no, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Wow, brilliant play coming in from Rainbow. That is so sultry.
Let's see if he sees it again. Is he going to go back out? I mean, he might not suspect anything right now. Okay, he is going to go ahead. He's checking actually around.
Round 2. Oh, he's going to go towards the Zellnaga Tower.
Battle.net dramatic pause.
Oh, and he sees the one SCV actually come up.
I don't know.
But the Zellnaga Tower, if he is able to take control of that, he's going to be able to see it. And he does! Boom. Wow, that's a huge pick.
Excellent information for him. Drones have been pulled off that mineral line a little bit early. They do want to thwart any kind of early advancements from the Terran player. SCV is making its way across the map. A little bit of lag here. We'd like Battle.net to settle that down. So Blizzard, please calm down, Battle.net. Soothe it. Now, I like Morrow's response. He's actually hacking away at those SCVs. Rainbow just kind of amassing at the top of that ramp. He needs to get a bunker down. Immediately a Spinecrawler goes down. Love this play from Morrow, being very safe here. And here we go, Retort.
Oh,
I think we should probably pause. Let's pause it. Someone says pause. Nope, no pause. Player's going to go ahead with this. Drones surrounding. They're doing all the fighting. One SCV does go down. Second SCV actually escapes with his life somehow. It should have been sniped, I believe. And Morrow's actually so on top of his game, he's going to go ahead and cancel that Spinecrawler as well.
Oh, man. And Rainbow is suffering a lot of lag, and he's going to be losing that entire battle.
It seems to have cleared, though. Like, that threat against Battle.net actually made it stop. And these Marines and SCVs have stopped in the middle of the map, and actually they're going to make a stand at this ramp, but I'm not sure that's the right choice. Ling's chewing through these Marines. They might make their way to that bunker, or that barracks, excuse me. A lot of production there. There's actually only one Marine down for Rainbow. That represents all of his forces.
Indeed, Rainbow not looking really good right now. Only has 1 Marine, 2 Marines actually to defend against 4 Zerglings, so not going to be good enough to be able to deal with this. Now, a couple SCVs are coming off the line, and the Zerglings are just going to bolt away as 1 Zergling is going to look and see what's going on, but I think Rainbow right now is suffering a lot of lag.
Yeah, yep, there it is. So Rainbow's drop screen does come up here a little bit. It's very unfortunate. Connectivity between these North American created does suffer from time to time. We actually had pretty smooth series thus far, so we'd like this to clean up just a little bit. Come on, BattleNet. Oh, they can't even hear me.
Oops.
No, we can't. Cannot pause. We actually need the players to pause, and they can't hear us because we're in spectator mode. So hopefully they don't know. I mean, maybe just it'll clear up. That's the hope here. But anyways, a little bit back to the game. You got to give the advantage to Mouse Mars, the Infested Terran, kind of busting out, detecting that drop by sniping that Xel'Naga tower. The crisis averted, able to go ahead and use his drones to thwart any kind of bunker and Marine advancement. And then he actually had the I don't know, the foresight to cancel that spine crawler and just so amazingly respawn and do adaptive play, I guess what I'm trying to say, to Rainbow. Stammered over that just a little bit. Actually, Rainbow's going to push out here. Marines coming down that ramp, and I like this as well. So right now we see that Morrow sees the Marines coming out and instantly produces 14 Zerglings and Metabolic Boost speed upgrades. So as long as these Marines turn back around... No, never mind. They're actually going to kind of go for it. With these 6 Marines, Rainbow is hoping to win the game, and actually he's probably just going to donate them if he doesn't turn around pretty quick here.
Yeah, indeed. These Rainbow Marines are not Rambo Marines, unfortunately, and now we can see Zerglings are going to be not going towards those Marines. So, interestingly enough, he's just going to use that as scouting, but not going to be able to get a good sight on that as
like the
this Marine is going to be...
off all the
It's going to be taken out.
So the game has kind of settled down here. Rainbow is on his back foot for sure. After that opening, he can't feel too comfortable. We do have a little bit of tech coming out of him. A Viking is being produced. Great for sniping those Overlords. And a tank is already being produced, as well as siege mode. So actually, could see a bit of a timing out of this. He could feel like he's so far behind that actually the second orbital command is just to put the Zerg at ease and give him additional mules. It'd be kind of interesting if that is the option that he pans out here for. Or if he's just playing it safe.
Yeah.
He actually could just be kind of waiting until he gets a critical mass of units to push down that ramp. He might not feel comfortable.
Oh my god.
17 Banelings are being produced, Greetorp.
Yeah, that's going to be definitely for a Baneling bust right now.
I'm sorry for calling... I'd like to make an apology right now for calling Morrow straight up. Like, I think I said he was a macro Zerg, and I'm just seeing anything but.
He moves his barracks into a position where it's not blocking anymore. This is not looking good for Rainbow.
This is a Baneling bust, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Baneling bust of epic proportions. Lots of Lings being produced. And coming over here, this is it. Does Mouse Morrow take down Startail Rainbow? And the tank trying to do whatever it can, but they have easy access into the base. They're going right for the mineral lines. Certainly cleaning up the Marines, and here they go! The SCVs don't seem to care too much. Oh no! And they go off on all the SCVs. If you look at that income tab, he is down to less than 10 harvesters. And ladies and gentlemen, Rainbow cannot believe what he is seeing right now. He has no harvesters. He's just sitting here trying to wrap his head around what has just happened. And there is the GG. Startail Rainbow 0-2 to Mouse Morrow. Wow.
Unbelievable play. I mean, Morrow, again, did 2 games in a row of very, very high aggression, both of which were going to be Baneling busts, and seems to be extremely effective against Rainbow.
I mean, this is a tournament, ladies and gentlemen. Like, who cares if it's a macro game, a cheese game, or anything in between? Mouse Morrow needs to win. That is what he's been sent here to do, and that's what he did. So, I mean, I feel a little bit silly. I was like, he's a big macro player, and he's gonna show us his macro game.
Makes you look dumb.
I did look pretty dumb there. But at the end of the day, 2-0 over Startail Rainbow, and a lot of people going into that matchup would have picked Startail Rainbow to win that. He's a big-time Korean. Koreans are held to a very high esteem in StarCraft gameplay, and Morrow made him look like a fool.